Tidying up, part one. So I know it's a bit of a silly name for a video, but there are a couple of things we need to tidy up before we proceed, and this is part one, and there'll also be a part two and a part three. So the things we need to tidy up, in terms of the game anyway, my text on the canvas is actually appearing behind my collectible items, so that's not a good thing. When I go up to the house itself, I can actually get right up to the window, I can get right up to the door. But what I want is when I come down from the back of it, and that's another issue. Look, it actually goes behind the building as well. I want to actually appear as if I'm going towards the back of the building, but I'm actually gone to the top of it. Now I've actually changed the box collider on the shop, so it actually kind of finishes a bit lower down, and I'll show you that in a minute. So the other issue is as I collect these guys here, and then I go into this shop, and then I come out to the shop. Then they respawn and this goes back up to 20. And I actually want that to carry on going. So the three parts of this kind of tidying up video. First part, we're just going to tidy up a few things visually and tidy up a few things which are going on in the hierarchy and the assets. And the second and third tidying up videos, or part two and part three, will be about kind of getting the code sorted so all this stuff works and things don't respawn, that type of stuff. But anyway, part one, like I said, is basically kind of sorting out what's going on here. Now, at the bottom, in our assets, you've got a scenes folder, so that's nice and organized for us. Now, you can actually make more folders, and it might be an idea to do so as you kind of start putting more and more things in it. Because at this stage, I haven't actually got much on my scene. I've just got a few bits and pieces. But I'm going to set one up for images. Probably going to set one up for sound as well. I'm also going to set one up for scripts. In fact, you can do whatever folders you want. And I'm going to drag and drop my scripts, these three here, into the scripts folder. Let's try that again. Let me just control, so I've got them all selected, drag and drop them in, and now they're in there. So nothing, this will go ahead. Nothing will change in terms of what works on the screen. It just tidies it up a little bit. So it does take a little bit longer to get to your scripts, but it's just kind of keeping things tidy. Now, like I said, I haven't got much on my scene at this stage, and already I'm scrolling up and down on hierarchy to be able to see everything. So one way to organize this, if you click on the plus and click on create empty, this basically makes like a little folder. So I'm going to have a folder for my eggs because I've got my 4 random eggs hanging around there. And I'm going to drag and drop those down into there. Now, again, it doesn't change anything of the eggs and what's going on screen. It just means if I click on that arrow there, it disappears and I don't have to scroll up and down. So I might do the same for my borders, which are going around the outside of my scene, and for like the build-in side of things as well. So that's something I'll do a little bit later. So you don't have to do those things. It's just if you want to keep things organized, it depends on how you work, really. Now, a couple of things I need to fix. Now, my eggs remain in text appears behind the building. It also appears behind the collectibles and anything really which goes anywhere near it. So on the canvas, I'm not going to click on any of the text themselves, but where it says canvas over on the right hand side, I'm just going to bring the order in the layer up so it's about 10, something like that. And the other thing I just want to click on just to show you, look, the box collider I edited on this, so it's a bit further down. So the issue is at this point, so my eggs remaining things work fine now, great. So I can see that the egg is now behind there. I can go up to the building, I can look in for the window, I could go into the building if I wanted to, but really I want it so I can kind of walk behind the building then because that's the kind of way the angle we're looking at it. But it actually appears like I'm kind of walking on top of it. So the way to fix that, and you've got to make sure you're not playing at this point, you so don't actually do this while the play is running. If I go to edit and I go to project settings, and on the graphics tab, because they'll probably put you on a player tab when you come on, I just need to change the sort mode to custom axes and then change this to a 1 and change that to a 0. Now, I don't press OK or anything. I literally press the X there. Now, I would love to explain to you the physics and like the science behind it, but all I know is it works. So I'm just going to make sure I show you how that happens now. So like I said to you earlier, if I walk up to the front of the house, that's great. If I walk up to the behind of the house, I should go behind it, but I didn't. And the reason why is because the player is on order in layer 1 in the sprite renderer, and this also needs to be on the same one. So it's currently at 0. Let's put it to 1, and let's go see if that works now then. So this time, like I said, I can walk up to the front of the house, and if I walk to the back of the house, it looks as if I'm walking up to the back of it. So you might not need that, but it's just something to show you how to do it. Now I'm kind of thinking of having bushes and trees and this and that around there. Now I can't walk through a tree, But I can walk behind a tree, so that's something I'm going to look at doing, adding a collider to it. But a bush, I'm assuming you can walk through. So I might have a bush where as I walk towards it, I'm behind it, but then I actually jump out through it, if that makes sense, visually, so people can see it. So between now and the next video, I'm just going to tidy up the rest of these down here and tidy up that little bit. Maybe have a couple of tidy up in terms of like minimizing things which I don't need to be using anymore. So I'm not scrolling up and down all the time. But in the next two videos, we're going to talk about the code behind fixing appearing outside the house. Because, oh yeah, I forgot to say that, didn't I? Because when I actually go inside this and I come back out, I appear here, but really I want to appear there. And maybe that's the next video we'll be looking at in a moment.